lovelies, my name is Jessica and welcome to Makeup.misfit, and I'm in such a good mood. I'm so excited. I'm so happy right now. So this is a deck of panning update, which I am excited about that as well. I'm just ready to dive into this, but before I do, I just want to say this project was created by Emily and Max, inspired by books with Maddie, but everything is going to be down below in the description box, so check that out. There's links, there's videos, there's information, there's the products that I'm working on. Everything is down there, so go check it out because I'm just ready to dive into this video, and that's what I'm going to do. So first and foremost, I'm going to go through the products that more or less have been in here the longest to what was most recently rolled in last update. So let's just dive into this. So I do have everything beside me, so I wonder if I can enlarge in my screen because I'm a little bit, not blind, but it is harder to read right now. So I'm going to kind of read off of my laptop, just with the details of what I've had rolled in prior to and whatnot. So if I'm looking that way, that's why. So first and foremost, I did start this project in February instead of January. This goes until December. So my introduction video was February 20th. So in that video, I rolled in the, where am I looking? Oh, I'm like way too far down here. So it was the Eight of Spades, which was matte at the time, and for that I rolled in my Kevyn Aucoin eyeshadow duo, but I was only using the brown shade in here, which I've been using as a contour. So I really was not getting any use on this whatsoever before I rolled it into this project, and even then I was using it much more than I was prior, but it was maybe a handful of times each month. But the last few weeks, let me tell you, I've been reaching for this baby every single day. I use it on my cheeks, I use it under my jawline, and there is quite a dip in here. I don't know if you're really going to be able to see it all that well, maybe right about there. But I feel like if I keep up the consistent use, that by next update, I will have pan in here, and I'm so excited for that. That is my goal. So I'm really, really looking forward to seeing how much longer it's going to take to hit pan in here. And I will be so happy considering I've had this in my collection for a little while now, and I've just never really reached for it up until this project. So this is one exciting thing that I cannot wait for the next update. After that, I had rolled in the Three of Hearts, which was the Prompt Winter at the time, and for that, I chose my Too Faced Love Flush Blush Palette. Now, I was working on, there was 2 shades left in here when I had rolled it in, but I was working on the very last shade in the palette, and that was the last shade in this palette as of the last update. And today, guys, it is gone. I am so excited. This wasn't even my goal. My goal for this was just to hit half of the pan, the exact halfway through the pan. I'm going to post a photo though. This is what it was looking like. So of course this bottom half I had the most trouble with. That was the part that left at the very end. So I ended up clearing out the whole top section and kind of working my way downwards. So even though as the photo had shown I had a decent amount of pan showing in this half, since my goal was to hit the exact half, I was not letting that be the end of my progress. I wanted to continue going until I reached the corner or the bottom here, but it just never worked out. I ended up completely finishing it off instead, which I'm so excited for. This palette, yes, there's some blush in here. This is just a repressed blush. I never really did explain it before, but this is just a repressed blush in here. So technically this blush palette is completely finished. All of the 6 Too Faced blushes that are in here are completely finished. I am so excited about it. If you do want to check out the progress of this was my Pan That Face palette for last year, so you can always go check out my Instagram. I think that's where it was. I didn't post any videos about it, but I'm very happy that this palette is completely finished. Of course, I'm going to work on those shades or the blush that's in here, but I'm so excited that this is rolling out and I can roll something in place of it. So then after that, I rolled in the 10 of Hearts, I believe. Yeah, the 10 of Hearts, which was out of control category. And for that, I decided to go with a blush. So I rolled in my Benefit Coralista blush. And my goal for this is to finish it. So I'm going to show you guys what it's looking like. And it's looking the exact same that it did last update. So I think by that update, I had only used it 2, maybe 3 times. And since then, it's been, again, maybe 1 or 2 uses. I did actually use it today but I was focusing on getting this blush out. So now that this is gone, I can finally really focus on this blush. And I feel like it's going to take a little bit of time, but I feel like it's not going to take a whole lot to actually finish this blush off. And I'm very excited about that. So we'll have to see how much longer this blush is going to be in here. But I'm happy that I can now finally change my focus to this blush and work this one out of my collection as well. So then, last update, I rolled in 2 cards. So for the first one, it was the Queen of Spades, which was to represent another project. And for that, where are we here? For that, I chose my Colourpop Cream Gel Liner. I believe this was called Sunnyvale. It's just a brown. And I chose this one because I wanted to represent Colourpan, because that's a project that I said I was going to do unofficially, and by that I would just be rolling in Colourpop products into other projects just to get use on them. So I figured this was the perfect prompt and the perfect way to be able to unofficially work on that project as well. So my goal is to finish it. I don't have a photo of where I was sitting at, but this is how much I have left. So I do wear this on my lower lash line. I don't wear it in my waterline or anything like that, but for the most part, most days I've been wearing this under my lash line, and I've been enjoying it. I've been connecting it with the outer wing on my top lash line that I do, and I haven't minded how that looks, so I feel like that's just how I'm going to get my use on this. But I did want to roll this in last month just because I've heard things about these liners drying up and cracking and breaking and whatnot, so I want to get use on this instead of just tossing it away because it's broken on me. So I feel like this is definitely going to take a few more months for sure, and that's okay with me, but that's where I'm at with this one. And if you saw my last update, you know what card I'm about to talk about. My last card, I rolled in the Joker. And I feel like a lot of people rolled in the Joker last month. So I don't know, something was up in the air, but I rolled in the Joker. And for that, I decided that I was going to be extremely ambitious. And I decided to roll in a full-size lipstick. And this is by KVD. I believe this is in the shade Cathedral. And not only that, but my very ambitious goal was to completely finish this. This is where I'm sitting at. It was pretty much brand new when I rolled it in, so it's definitely gotten a little bit of use, but I'm not wearing a full lip right now. And for me to finish this, that's how I'm going to wear it. I'm not even wearing any lip stuff today, but I feel like finishing this is just a little bit too much for me. For some reason, I feel like this project needs to have all of the very ambitious goals, and I want to kind of cut that back a little bit because I want to be able to roll stuff out. Obviously, that's the fun of this project, and I don't think I necessarily want to pull in a brand new card no matter what each month. Especially right now. We'll see how later on in this year goes, but as of right now, I still just want to stick to my main products. So I'm going to obviously keep this in, but I'm going to change my goal slightly. Instead of finishing it off, I just want to use it 50 times starting now. It is still going to take me a long time, but that could be a full lip or it could be shearing it out, whichever way I prefer. It's also going to count reapplications because most times I do that, not all the time, but most times. So if I do decide I'm reapplying, I will be tracking that as well as a use. So 50 uses. I do think this is going to take some time in this project still. Like I said, I really don't wear lipstick every day. I was wearing this, I think it was about a week and a half. I don't think it was any more than 2 weeks where I was wearing this every single day, and it was just getting a little bit too much for me. So I was able to see some usage on it, but I feel like 50 uses is going to be a more not convenient goal, but just a better goal for myself. So that's what I'm switching it to, and we'll see how long that takes. So that's all of the products that I was working on, which means I get to roll in one brand new product, which I'm so excited about. So I'm just going to finish shuffling up a little bit here. I do have every single card in the deck in this pile right now, so even the random information cards, they're mixed up in here right now. So I'm just gonna go with it, and if I do happen to choose one of those cards, I will just choose again until I get an actual face or number card. Okay, so I did a little bit of shuffling before I started filming, so I'm just going to do a couple more without trying to lose these cards. And I will pull the first one off the top of the deck. Okay, ready? And the card that I'm choosing is the Joker again. Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to figure out what I want to put in place of this. Oh God. Okay. I will be right back. Okay. I'm back. I can't believe I got the Joker 2 times, 2 updates in a row. Okay. So I decided to go with an eyeshadow palette, and the reason I chose an eyeshadow palette was because I'm really trying not to work on them too much, because I do have my eyeshadow geared projects, and that's kind of where my focus is for the most part. So I'm really trying not to include too many eyeshadows into too many of my projects, and if I do, I have a base usage number of 10, because I feel like I can manage 10 uses on an eyeshadow palette, roll it out for the next update or so, and continue moving on and still focus on my main eyeshadow projects. So there was 2 that I was choosing between. Now, the first one was my Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette, because even though I got that a couple months ago or so now, I got it during the Sephora VIB sale. So it was probably just over a month ago. I have not used it yet. And I'm a little, not nervous too, but I'm still on that. It's so pretty. I don't want to touch it, even though I'm kind of like trying to work my way out of that. So that was one palette. And then the second palette was one that I just got in the mail the other day. It's the Ice Cream Dream palette by Glamlite. So I was going back and forth between the 2 palettes, and I ultimately chose to go with the Glamlite palette. So yes, I have this cute ice cream chuck packaging, and I will be keeping my palette in here at least for a while. But this palette is just, I went with this one because it's my newest. I obviously have not used it yet either, and this is also not included in my Panless eyeshadows. Neither is Rose Quartz right now, so I'm debating when I'm going to actually start including these 2 palettes into that project. But I figured for now, since this is not included in that project, I will get some use on it this way. This is the newest palette to my collection. I did get some eyeshadows in, like single eyeshadows, but I'm not wanting to include those into this one. I've already used them a couple of times. I'm not too worried about it. But this one, I was like, this is so cute. So cute. I figured since this is my most recent, the newest to my collection, this is the one that I'm going to use. So I've never used Glamlite. I have used Huda, as I have my Panning Solitaire project, my Huda Beauty Mercury Retrograde palette. But this is what the palette looks like, and it is very, very pretty. So what I want to do is, because my main usage for an eyeshadow palette is 10, because of the prompt, I'm going to make it a 20 use goal, but I'm also going to do this a no pan left behind, which is just using every shade in here at least once. So we're gonna see how this palette goes. I'm very nervous about it, but I'm excited to dip into it. I'm not quite ready for it yet, but it is what it is. This is what I'm choosing for this prompt, and we're just gonna go with it. So expect to see this palette around for a couple of updates, because I really don't feel like 20 uses and a no pan left behind style is going to be done before the next update. But I'm okay with that. So I know I'm not going to worry about this palette being rolled into any of my other projects. So I will just take my time and have fun with it. And I'm very excited to actually try this palette out, try out this formula, see how I feel about it. So even though this prompt is a scary prompt, I'm trying to make it one that's still going to be fun for me, because I did just say I want to cut back on making extremely ambitious goals and whatnot, but because of this prompt, I kind of feel like it has to be a little bit more ambitious. So I figured, why not pull in a project or a product that's, as much as I don't want to panic because it's so brand new and I have not even used it once, it's still kind of fun and exciting. So I'm making it work for this prompt. So that is everything for this video. Let me know down below some look ideas to do with that Glamlite palette, because I have not used it, like I said, whatsoever, but I am so excited to dive into it. And yeah, do you think I'm gonna hit pan on this shade right here? Because I feel like I'm going to. I'm really hoping you can see the dip in there. I don't know if you can very well, but let me tell you, I can feel it. That's for sure. And I'm so excited about it. So that is everything. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody's updates for this one and seeing who else gets the Joker, because last month, like I said, a lot of people seem to get it, and luckily for me, I got it twice in a row. So we'll have to see how everybody else is doing this time around. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it. I'll see you all later. Bye.